What's up guys, Sal here. So Samsung is the world's biggest smartphone maker, and one of the reasons for Samsung's immense popularity is their Galaxy S lineup. Their S series made its debut on June 4th, 2010, and since then it's become the phone line most people think of when Android is mentioned. In fact, it's the most popular Android phone series of all time. The Galaxy S23 lineup is expected to carry this legacy forward. We know quite a lot about the S23 Ultra already, from a new, faster and more efficient chipset, new faster storage, a new camera system and more. But today let's talk about the regular S23 and S23 Plus, and finally a much needed upgrade that these two handsets are getting after a span of 4 years. You see, Samsung used a 10 megapixel selfie camera on the S10 back in 2019, which was an upgrade over the S9's 8 megapixel front camera. And ever since, Samsung didn't bother upgrading this camera. The S20, S21 and S22 all featured the same camera except the Ultra models. But now it's finally changing, as Galaxy Club, which has a good reputation, claimed that Samsung will upgrade the selfie camera on the S23 and S23 Plus to 12 megapixels. This new sensor has a bigger size, which means it will perform better in low light conditions, plus it will also deliver improved electronic stabilization for videos. Now there's no information about whether or not the S23 Ultra's front camera is also seeing an upgrade from the 40 megapixel on the S22 Ultra. I guess we'll know soon enough. With that said, Samsung just unveiled its second 200 megapixel HM3 sensor, and since the S23 Ultra is expected to have a 200 megapixel camera, many are claiming that this HM3 sensor is the one that will end up on the S23 Ultra. Well, that is not true. A quick look at its spec sheet provides the reason. For one, this new camera has a smaller sensor size than the one on the S22 Ultra. Second, it also has a smaller pixel size, and even after 16:1 binning, the S22 Ultra's camera remains ahead at 2.4 microns versus the new sensor's 2.24 microns. So this new 200 megapixel camera is for other OEMs to use. Samsung will unveil another 200 megapixel sensor that they'll exclusively use on the S23 Ultra. Now Samsung will use a new display material that will not only help them make truly bezel-less phones, but it also reduces the cost significantly and thus cheaper smartphones. But before that, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, NordVPN. You see, the market is full of VPNs, but NordVPN is by far the best one out there. I prefer it for its simplicity and for its optimized service, which means your internet speed barely gets affected. It will allow you to access blocked websites, unlock regional Netflix content and more. But most importantly, it keeps you safe from hackers and government agencies, as it secures your internet traffic, encrypts it and routes it through a remote server. Specifically, it allows you to send your internet traffic through not just one but 2 VPN servers. If you're someone that truly wants to surf anonymously and securely, this can be highly valuable. It's available on Android, iOS, macOS, Windows and Linux, and you can use up to 6 devices simultaneously within one subscription. They're also having a Nord Security Bundle deal with a standard, plus and complete package for some exclusive period. So go to nordvpn.com/techtalk to get a 2-year plan with a huge discount plus 1 additional month for free. The link is in the description. Moving on, the new material that makes a completely bezel-less smartphone possible is called OCR, Optically Clear Resin, which is a liquid. Current phones use OCA, Optically Clear Adhesive, which is in a film form. Basically, both of these serve the same function, which is to bond the components of the display together. So how does the OCR better than OCA? Well, since OCR is in liquid form, it can reach places like the tricky areas around the punch hole for the selfie camera and speakers, and also it is easier to work with at the edges using this liquid, which the earlier technology OCA was not able to achieve. Samsung is using inkjet machines to accurately drop the OCR liquid on the panel while avoiding cameras, speakers or holes, and it's being reported that this new method is 10 times cheaper than the OCA method. Thus, it will reduce the cost of the display and thus overall cost of the phone. Plus, it also makes the phones thinner, albeit marginally, since there are no OCA films involved. By the way, this isn't some patent or something, but Samsung is already setting up a modular production line in its Vietnam factory for mass production. Samsung has reportedly overcome all the challenges that are related to this inkjet printing, and we will see the new tech implemented soon enough. Now, we don't know when exactly, but let's hope they get it working in time for the S23 Ultra. Of course, for all the latest content on the S23, be sure to subscribe. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.